All right, so we're diving deep into Bangkok today, but forget the usual temples and markets you see in every guidebook.
Yeah, we're going way beyond those tourist hotspots.
We're talking about uncovering those hidden gems, those places that really capture the soul of the city.
The places that tell you stories most visitors totally miss.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're zeroing in on Silom.
Specifically, a spot called Silom Plaza.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, a plaza,
Mm.
really.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that exciting at first glance.
But trust us on this one. This place is like a hidden time capsule of Bangkok's evolution.
And it's got way more personality than you might expect.
So, to set the scene, let's talk about Silom itself.
I mean, it's a fascinating district with such a rich history.
It's come a long way from its humble beginnings, right?
Oh, absolutely. It started as just a simple crossing point.
A crossing point, you mean like a bridge or something?
Actually, it was a canal that cut right through where all those skyscrapers stand now.
Wow, hard to imagine that now.
Yeah, but even back then you could sense this entrepreneurial spirit, a hint of what Silom would become.
And now it's known as the Wall Street of Thailand. That's quite a transformation from a canal crossing to a financial hub.
Yeah, it really speaks to the city's incredible growth and ambition.
So what was the turning point? When did Silom really start to take off?
Well, I'd say a major shift happened in the 1960s when Bangkok was undergoing this massive modernization effort.
They were really trying to put themselves on the map as a modern global city, right?
Exactly. And part of that involved transforming the city's infrastructure. So they decided to get rid of the old tram system.
Well, like the streetcars?
Yeah, those. And then they filled in that canal in Silom.
Wow, that must have been a huge undertaking.
It was, but it completely changed the face of Silom. Suddenly you had wider roads, more space for development.
So it basically opened the floodgates for investment and growth.
Precisely. And almost overnight, Silom became the place to be for businesses and investors.
And right in the middle of all this transformation, we get Silom Plaza.
Yeah, it might not be a flashy landmark, but its design tells a story about that era.
It's like a snapshot of Bangkok's architectural mindset at the time.
Exactly. You see, late 20th century architecture was all about functionality.
They weren't messing around with fancy flourishes.
No, it was all about practicality. They were focused on meeting the needs of businesses and tourists.
So things like elevators, money changers, air conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
making things efficient and convenient.
Exactly. It was like Bangkok was saying, look, we're a global city now. We need to keep up with the pace of modern life.
And what's really interesting to me is that Silom Plaza isn't tucked away in some sterile business district.
No, it's surrounded by history. You've got this incredible mix of old and new right there.
You've got ancient temples and traditional shop houses just steps away from this bustling commercial hub.
It's a really cool juxtaposition, and it adds another layer of depth to the Silom experience.
Okay, so we've talked about Silom, but where'd that name even come from? It doesn't sound very Thai to me.
You've got a sharp ear. Silom actually means windmill.
Windmill. Seriously, what's the story there?
Well, the story goes that way back in the day, there was this Western entrepreneur who built a windmill in the area.
And the name just stuck.
It did. It's kind of a funny little reminder of how global influences have always shaped Bangkok.
It's like this hidden clue to the city's multicultural past.
Exactly. And that blend of influences is something you see everywhere in Silom, from the architecture to the food to the people themselves.
It's what makes it such a vibrant and fascinating district to explore.
Absolutely. It's a place where you can really feel the pulse of Bangkok.
Yeah.
Yeah, that windmill story is a perfect example of how Silom has always been this meeting point of cultures and ideas.
Yeah, and you can really see that reflected in the architecture too, not just in Silom Plaza itself.
Right, but in the whole district.
So we've got this modern plaza dropped right into this historical heart of Bangkok. What kind of architectural gems would we stumble upon if we wandered around there?
Oh, you're in for a treat, let me tell you. Okay, so picture this. You step out of Silom Plaza,
Okay, I'm there.
and practically right there you've got Wat Yanawa.
What now?
Wat Yanawa, it's this incredible Buddhist temple shaped like a giant ship.
Wait, a boat-shaped temple? Okay, you've got my attention.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a perfect example of traditional Thai architecture, all intricate carvings and gold leaf. It's stunning.
So you're telling me I can walk out of a modern plaza and bam, I'm face to face with a giant boat temple.
Pretty much. It's one of the things I love about Silom, this contrast, this ancient symbol of faith right next to a 20th century commercial hub.
It's like these two worlds colliding in the best possible way.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. Around the corner, you might find yourself in front of the Sri Mariamman temple.
Okay, tell me more.
This one's a Hindu temple, and it's a total explosion of color,
Yeah.
vibrant statues of deities, and incredibly detailed carvings.
Wow. Another architectural gem.
Oh, it's a must-see. And it's a reminder that Silom has always been this melting pot, drawing people and traditions from all over Asia.
So it's not just about different architectural styles. It's about the stories these buildings tell, about the communities that have shaped Silom.
Exactly. It's like a living history lesson as you walk through the streets.
And speaking of walking, as you wander through those older streets, you'll see these traditional shop houses, many of them beautifully restored.
Oh, yeah, those shop houses are charming. They've got this nostalgic feel, a glimpse of Bangkok before the skyscrapers took over.
Okay, you're really making me want to book a flight right now. So we've got temples, shop houses, a modern plaza. It's like Silom is this giant open-air museum.
It kind of is. There are architectural treasures tucked away in every corner.
But let's be real, most tourists probably just breeze through on their way to the big-name sites.
Yeah, unfortunately they do. What are they missing out on by overlooking places like Silom Plaza?
I think they're missing out on that authentic, lived-in feeling you get when you explore a place like Silom.
Right. It's like they're reading a city's travel brochure instead of its actual biography.
I love that analogy. It's like instead of just snapping a selfie in front of a landmark, you're actually slowing down and absorbing the energy of a place.
Yeah, connecting with its history and its people on a deeper level.
And that's what makes travel so rewarding, right? It's about those unexpected discoveries, those moments where you feel like you've peeled back the layers and seen the real soul of a city.
Absolutely. And Silom Plaza, with its unassuming design, it's almost like a secret portal to that deeper experience.
It's like a hidden doorway to the real Bangkok.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most fascinating stories are hidden in plain sight, just waiting for us to uncover them.
So we've talked a lot about architecture and history, but there's another side to Silom Plaza that I'm curious about the local scene. What's the vibe like inside?
Oh, get ready for sensory overload. Silom Plaza is a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and smells.
Okay, paint me a picture.
All right, so you walk in and you're immediately hit with this buzz of energy. You've got people shopping, bargaining, street vendors cooking up delicious food.
My kind of place. So what kind of shops and stalls can I find there?
You name it, they've got it. You've got trendy boutiques selling clothes and accessories, electronic stalls where you can find all the latest gadgets.
Okay, sounds pretty standard so far.
But then you've also got these traditional pharmacies where you can find herbal remedies and all sorts of interesting things you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Okay, now you're talking. I love finding those unique local shops.
Oh, Silom Plaza is full of them. You might stumble upon a family-run shop selling handmade leather goods or a tiny stall with the most incredible vintage finds.
Sounds like my kind of treasure hunt. But let's be real. You had me at street vendors cooking up delicious food. Spill the details. What kind of culinary adventures await in this plaza?
Oh, the food is amazing. Imagine this. The aroma of sizzling street food hits you the moment you walk in.
Okay, I'm there.
You've got vendors whipping up all sorts of classic Thai dishes, pad Thai, spicy curries, mango sticky rice, you name it.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Yeah. And the best part is it's all super affordable. You can eat like a king without breaking the bank.
All right, you've officially convinced me Silom Plaza is at the top of my Bangkok bucket list.
You won't regret it. It's got history, architecture, culture, and amazing food. What more could you ask for?
I think you've summed it up perfectly. It's a microcosm of Bangkok itself. Vibrant, diverse, and full of surprises.
It's a place that really captures the essence of the city.
This deep dive has been eye-opening. We started with a seemingly ordinary plaza and ended up exploring the heart and soul of Bangkok.
It's amazing how one place can hold so many stories, so much history.
It really shows that there's always something new to discover, even in a city as well-traveled as Bangkok.
Absolutely. And speaking of discoveries, I think there's a little more to this Silom Plaza story than we've uncovered so far.
Oh, you've got my attention. What else makes this place so special?
Well, let's just say it's the kind of place that caters to the traveler who likes to explore all aspects of a city's culture. You see, tucked away in the back corner of Silom Plaza, almost like a hidden oasis, you'll find the House of Pot dispensary.
Okay, dispensary. In Silom Plaza, that's not something you see every day.
Right. It's definitely one of those unexpected finds that make exploring a city so much fun.
So how do we find this hidden gem? Give us the insider tips.
Okay, so you're in Silom Plaza. You're surrounded by all the hustle and bustle of the market. You're going to want to head to the ground floor.
Ground floor, got it.
And then make your way towards the back of the complex, the rear.
Towards the back, okay.
Yeah, it's a little tucked away, but honestly, the best things often are.
True that. Any other tips for finding it?
Don't be afraid to ask a local. They'll definitely point you in the right direction.
Ask a local. Love it. And just for those of us who like to be extra prepared, what's the exact address?
49122 Silom Plaza, Silom Lant, Bang Rak, Bangkok. You can't miss it once you're in the right area.
Perfect. So we've navigated the maze of Silom Plaza. We've found this hidden dispensary. Now what? What's a House of Pot experience like?
Okay, so imagine this. You step inside, and it's like this oasis of calm, a total contrast to the bustling market outside.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of this already.
The staff is super friendly and knowledgeable, whether you're a seasoned cannabis enthusiast or just curious. They'll guide you through everything.
That's so important, especially if you're new to it all. It can feel a little overwhelming.
Exactly. They create this really welcoming and informative environment. And their selection is top-notch, 2 high-quality strains, edibles, you name it.
Wow, sounds like the perfect place to unwind after a day of exploring Silom.
Absolutely. And it's something a lot of tourists probably don't even realize exists. It's like this little secret for those in the know.
This whole conversation has been eye-opening. I mean, we started with a seemingly ordinary plaza and ended up uncovering this whole other side of Bangkok.
That's the beauty of travel, right? Those unexpected discoveries that change your whole perspective.
Couldn't agree more. And Silom Plaza, with its blend of history, culture, and now even cannabis culture, it's a perfect example of that.
It's a reminder that there's always more to discover if you're willing to dig a little deeper.
So any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are planning a trip to Bangkok?
Simple. Don't be afraid to go beyond the guidebook. Explore those lesser-known neighborhoods. Talk to locals and keep your eyes open for those hidden gems.
And maybe make a little detour to House of Pot while you're at it.
Exactly. It's all part of the adventure.
Well said. That wraps up our deep dive into Silom Plaza and its many wonders. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
And for all of you listening out there, remember the most rewarding travel experiences often come from venturing off the beaten path and embracing the unexpected. So next time you're planning a trip, add a little urban exploration to your itinerary. You might be surprised by what you find.